All right, so we wrapped up our red zone practice today. Had some nice, cool weather, and again, schematically for both sides, being able to get out there and do some things is good. And I think we wrapped up pretty much a normal week per se for the Wednesday, Thursday, Friday part of practice, and the guys did a good job. So we're getting closer, which is good, and the guys are excited. I want to also, extend our congratulations to Eddie Goldman, right, and for being able to be a part of this thing for a while, and we're excited for him. We're excited for us. Anytime you get an opportunity to draft a player within and reward them, he's worked hard to get to this point, and it's always an exciting time for that. So we're really excited for him personally, and then we as a team are pumped up too. So that's great.
Man, Goldman's contribution is just in this position is kind of hard to quantify. What's the best way to say exactly how effective he is, or what made him worthy of getting an extension like that?
Well, he does everything the right way. He's a guy that he's very, very consistent. He does what he does. He's somewhat of an introverted guy, but he plays hard. He's not introverted on the field, and so you see a guy that when you draft him and you see the improvement each year. He's just a very important part of this puzzle on defense, and we recognize that. And so when that's the case, you want to make sure that you take care of your own. And he's one of ours, and that's I think the best part of this whole story for him and for us is that we're able to get that done, and now you build on that. So it's a little different than Khalil, right, where it's just a different situation. So they're different, but they're both great.
And I'm curious, as with the weekend ending, how much did you find yourself drawn to quarterbacks? You have so much going on as a head coach, but given your history,
Yeah. So I try not to get too crazy with that, just because I don't want to overstep too much. I think we're in a good spot right now with Coach Helfrich and with Rags. They really have a good, nice group right there. I oversee it. We have our time as a team, and then when we break up, I'll do some things, but. I want to make sure that first of all, I know where we're at, so I feel good about that, and I try to balance myself around other areas as well as much as I can. But if we communicate, the quarterback room, myself, a lot at practice, within plays, within drives, during special teams, and so you just kind of put it all together, and so I don't go too crazy with that, but I try to have that balance.
With some of the new officiating tweaks, I mean, did you pay any attention to the Thursday night game, any of the calls that were made, and talk to the team about that?
I did. We talked a little bit in regards to more of situational football at the end of the game there. That was some, it's one thing we always talk about. It's one thing when you're watching the film, in the auditorium or in the team room. It's another thing when you're out there underneath the lights and everything's going. So there was some good stuff last night situationally. And then as far as the officiating, we can't worry about that too much. We got to just play, and I think the officials are doing their own thing right now. They're learning as well, and there was a bunch of penalties last night, but that's just the nature of the beast right now, and I think you just keep playing.
Have you kind of thought about Sunday in terms of what you're going to say before the game? Are you kind of one of those that you've thought about this for a long time, even before you got this job, or what's kind of the mindset going on?
No, I knew that there's, I'll have a message to the team, but I don't like to prepare it before I like to see where we're at. So I want to know where we're at as a group, even up until today. And you start picking little things from the team on things that they say, how they react. And then, so what I'll do is later on tonight, I'll shut my door and I won't let anybody in there. And I'm just going to be by myself with no one talking to me, and I'm going to just think. And I'm going to try to put everything together in so many different areas, and that'll be one of the deals. But I don't want to overdo it, because a message isn't going to win or lose the ball game, but it can just kind of bring things back together for them.
It's your first game as a head coach, obviously in prime time on the road in Green Bay. Do you see this first game as a real tone setter for the season? I do.
I think it's a great opportunity for us, but. Trust me, I will not put, whether you win the game, you lose the game. I've been a part of on both sides. So you have a big win week one, and then you end up, not making it to the playoffs, or you have a big loss week one, and then you end up going to the playoffs. So I don't want to overdo it, but at the same time, we got to understand that this is how you start, and there's going to be those peaks and valleys and we don't want to put too much pressure on ourselves to where you focus so much on one game and it, you know, whether you win or lose, you just got to just you know, stay the course. Who's that?
Who all from your inner circle will be at Sunday's game in terms of family members, friends, or?
Yeah, there's some immediate family members that'll be there. I know there's some friends. To be quite honest with you, I don't deal with any of that. I try to just keep the horse blinders on and focus on what I'm doing right now. And that was some good advice that was given to me. I appreciate all the support. I know I got everybody I know who has my back, and so you know, they'll have fun.
Man, we've seen the Bears go up to Green Bay and play Lambeau Field in a primetime game and just find themselves, excuse me, excuse me, in the middle of a tornado. You know, I mean, just overwhelmed. And I'm curious, how prepared is Trubisky? Do you feel Trubisky, or, you know, first game of the year here in this situation, to maybe not be great or whatever, but just to be efficient, effective, and just not get caught up in everything?
That's a big part of it. You want to be able to be consistent and keep positive plays. You look at any situation, if you're on the side of getting behind early, now the defense can pin their ears back and they know you're in pass mode. It's the other way too. If you jump on them early, then you got to understand you got to stay on them, and you can't get complacent. So there's going to be that, you know, for us, how do we react to this? I don't know that. I don't know how we'll react to it, and that's why we're going to learn real quick. And we just need to make sure we as coaches, whichever side we're on there, or if it's just even throughout, that we mentally keep our guys strong so that they focus on one play at a time and can control what you can control.
In particular, do you see anything, signs from him
No.
that he's part of that unknown factor?
Yeah, it's part of the unknown. I'll know, you know, I don't know exactly how he'll react, but I just know who he is as a person, and I know he'll listen. So whichever way you look at it, he's gonna be very coachable, and you know, I'm not worried about that with him.
This will be your first time working through inactives for a regular season game. Do you have an idea of what you're going to emphasize in terms of making that decision?
Yeah, we talk about it. We've already talked about it. We have a plan, and so I feel comfortable there.
When you got here, you talked about what you learned from the playoff loss.
Yeah.
About yourself as a person. And going into your first game since, what did you learn as a play caller? Is there anything that you can apply to this?
Yeah, you just, I think you look back and you have no regrets. Remember what I told you the first time too, is I said when that happened is that I'll try my best to learn from that and try not to make the same mistake twice. So whatever that situation is, hopefully I can learn and try to prepare myself for different situations as much as I can. And when there is a mistake, regroup. Rely on my, you know, the support staff around me and go. But I feel like right now I like where I'm at, and hopefully I continue to keep growing.
Matt, I know you've been asked before about the rivalry, probably too much, but 48 hours away, what's your sense of what this means to ownership and to your fan base?
Well, I know how important it is. It's something that you know right away when you get here. You hear about it and you learn about it, and then you study it, and you realize it's from both sides. You know, you understand that with Green Bay, the fan base that they have, Chicago, the fan base that we have, that's what makes sports so beautiful. And we're super excited to be a part of it. We don't want to overdo it, but we need to understand it, and that's where we're at right now. Well, no, yeah, I'll take some. No, I'm not a computer guy. I like to write. I write everything out. I'm not. I know how to do it, but I'm not. I like to write it down. So I'll write things down, and I'll try to think of as many scenarios and situations I can possibly think of, and then I'll probably reflect a little bit as to that kind of stuff, like the last question you asked me. You know, so that's me time, and no one's taking it from me.
Max likelihood of playing Sunday?
What's that?
Max likelihood of playing on Sunday?
Yeah, there's a good shot. Good shot at playing. We just don't know how much.
Can he play the whole game?
I don't know, maybe.
You guys are good.